Lily was still under the effect of the drugs. It was midnight when suddenly the door of her bedroom burst open with a loud bang. A familiar shadow appeared on the floor as someone entered the room. When the moonlight fell on his face, he smirked. It was none other than Faze. "Even death cannot separate me from you, Lily. You belong only to me, only to me." He laughed cruelly as he pulled Lily into his arms. Suddenly, Elena jolted awake from her sleep. Yes, it was her nightmare. Her face was drenched in sweat. Without wasting a second, she rushed to check on Lily. The moment she saw her face, all her fear and grief melted away. She gently kissed Lily's forehead and lay down beside her. She began caressing her hair, overwhelmed with emotions. Time passed, and the rays of the rising sun streamed in through the window, pulling Elena out of her thoughts. She checked the time. "Oh God, it's already 7 o'clock," she murmured. "Lily, I'll be right back," she said softly and went to freshen up. A few minutes later, she returned, but her mind was still lost elsewhere. One thought kept repeating in her head: what if she hadn't been able to save Lily? What if she had lost her forever? She cursed herself for everything that had happened and felt deeply ashamed. The Mafia queen was never a woman ruled by emotions. But this side of her, this vulnerable shade, was something the world had never seen. And it was also a weakness that could lead her into trouble. As she walked past the bed, her eyes fell on Lily's feet. Suddenly, she froze. There were stains of Faze's blood, probably from when he had collapsed near her and touched her feet. Elena paused for a second, then rushed to the bathroom and returned with soap and a sponge. She gently began cleaning Lily's feet. Her hands trembled as she did so. The voices in her head grew louder, overwhelming her, and she felt herself losing control. She kissed Lily's feet as tears streamed down her face, falling onto them. She said nothing. She only sobbed silently, holding Lily's feet tightly. There was a knock on the door. "Who is it?" she asked, composing herself first. "Ma'am, breakfast is ready," one of the workers replied from the other side. Coming," she said, and then left the bedroom. Elena was having her breakfast when Karina entered. "Ma'am, we've hired the new chef along with his team. Their background checks are clear. There's nothing to worry about." I want security to be extremely tight, both inside and outside the property, especially around Lily. If you find anyone even slightly suspicious, shoot on sight. I don't care how. I just want my lady safe. Is that clear?" "Yes, ma'am," Karina replied. "By the way, ma'am, I think Lily ma'am could regain consciousness any time now. You should tell her about everything that happened." Elena looked at Karina for a brief second, and then replied, "No, we won't tell Lily anything about this, and there will be no mention of it again. Is that clear?" "But ma'am, she will admire this, and it's also possible that she might start loving you." Before Karina could finish, Elena lost her temper and slammed her fist on the table. "It doesn't matter to me whether she falls in love with me or not. What matters is whether she feels safe here or not. I said so casually that she would develop feelings for me, but is it really that easy for her? No. Still, she's trying. I wanted her to feel that this is her home, but if she finds out that she wasn't even safe in her own house, will she ever be able to trust me?" Her tone shifted from anger to sorrow. I have already fallen in my own eyes. I don't want to fall in her eyes, too. There will be no mention of this again." Saying that, she walked straight toward Lily's room. Elena stood in the corridor outside Lily's room. Tears streamed down her face as guilt overwhelmed her. Meanwhile, on the other side, Lily began to regain consciousness. She slowly opened her eyes and cleared her vision. Stretching her arms, she murmured, "Is it morning already?" Suddenly, her gaze fell on the table clock, and she was shocked. "What? It's already 11 o'clock. I've been sleeping for 10-12 hours. Lily, God knows what will become of you. By the way, where is that useless rabbit? I told her to come quickly. She probably didn't come on time, that's why she didn't wake me up. Let me go check on her now." She got off the bed and was about to go downstairs when she noticed Elena leaning against the balcony railing. A slight frown appeared on Lily's forehead as she murmured to herself, Has this rabbit suddenly developed a hobby of flying? She'll fall down any moment and then get angry at others. She's such a child even now. Let me drag her inside. Lily quietly walked up behind Elena, and to tease her, she suddenly shouted her name. Rabbit. Elena was startled by the sudden loud voice. She stepped back from the railing in shock and looked at Lily with her mouth open. Her breathing turned uneven, and her face was drenched in sweat and tears. Lily was stunned when she saw Elena's face. There were bruises on it, and she looked extremely weak. Her eyes were red and filled with tears. She had never seen Elena like this. Elena was a powerful woman, and seeing her so broken was something Lily had never imagined. There must be a very big reason, she thought. "SHHH, calm down, it's me. I'm here," Lily said softly as she stepped toward Elena. She gently held Elena's face and examined her bruises. She didn't know why, but she couldn't bear to see her rabbit like this. Meanwhile, Elena avoided making any eye contact with her. "How did you get hurt this badly?" Lily asked directly. Elena stayed silent. "Did you fight with someone?" Lily asked again. "Everything is fine, Lily. These things happen," Elena replied, looking down at the floor. Lily knew Elena was hiding something, but she didn't force her to speak. Instead, she carefully pulled her closer and hugged her. That was the breaking point for Elena. She completely collapsed, resting her head against Lily's chest. She began to sob uncontrollably, her body shaking violently. Lily didn't understand what was wrong, but she gently led Elena inside and made her lie down on the bed. With her thumb, she wiped away Elena's tears and in the sweetest, most loving tone said, "Ele." Elena looked at her as Lily placed her hand over hers and softly said, "Everything is okay, Elena simply nodded. "Look how badly you're hurt, and you left these wounds open without applying any medicine. That will only cause more pain, won't it? Wait, I'll apply the medicine right away." Lily took the first aid kit out of the drawer and began applying medicine to Elena's bruises, while Elena sat motionless, like a statue. "There, it's done. Now lie down and rest for a while, Lily murmured. But there was no response from Elena. She was lost in her own world. After watching her silently for a moment, Lily moved closer and sat beside her. She wrapped an arm around Elena's waist and gently pulled her toward herself. Looking into her eyes, she said with a soft smile, "Go to sleep, Eli." Without saying a word, Elena clutched Lily tightly, rested her head on her chest, and within moments fell asleep like an innocent child in Lily's protective embrace. Lily kissed her forehead and wondered, what is the reason behind this strange behavior of hers?